I think I'm going to like it. Talk about the better things you know how to maximize. Everything around you will become supersized. You have to set up
Oh, my favorite matchup is coming up. We haven't had too many of these today, and it's with one of my favorite players of all time. So get ready for a PvT that's going to blow your mind, almost certainly with a guy, or both of them, they're going to blow your mind. The first one is an ex-Brood War pro, one of the few to come over and be very successful. You probably know him. His name is Millennium ForGG. Very serious. The next player, not always so serious. Maybe we'll get something grand, I don't know. Please give it up huge for SKMC. Super serious, boys. Well, shake hands. Good game. Good luck. All right. Well, I'm going to give it over not to Day 9 and Kalaris this time. No, 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 no. We have a special commenter for you this time. His name is Grubby, and I'm told he's pretty good at it. I think he's going to be with Kalaris, and I think you're going to love it so much you might want to get a change of underwear. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Jared, for the interesting introduction. How are you doing, Grubby? I had to go back to that.
Kalaris always asks me at the start of a cast, how are you doing, Grubby? And actually, now I think it's an appropriate question. I'm doing very well, thanks.
Are you happy about advancing through to the group stage?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I'm very happy.
Yes.
Were you happy casting me? No?
No, a little bit.
Oh.
That last game, man. Pretty tense. Pretty tense.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. So, it's nice to have you back, man. We are going to be jumping into MC versus ForGG.
Oh.
And this is going to be pretty darn cool. Both of these players, big hard hitters of the Korean scene here. And, well, I don't know. I mean, how are you liking the chances of either of these players? Who do you think's really going to be able to power it out?
Well, so I'm very excited that I was asked by IEM to cast this match in particular.
Yeah?
Because ForGG is so good, and I love playing against him so much. I have a bit of a history with him. Not a history like we both beat each other so much, no. I started practicing with him when I was in Korea, and he just switched over from Brood War, but they said he's already very good. And actually, he has 5 accounts in the top 100 Grandmaster.
That's impressive.
And I was like, oh, okay, and he only switched a few months ago? That's pretty good. And he was doing things which were so special that no one else was doing yet. Which now, okay, more people are doing it, but you know, he was ahead of his time. He's really good. There we see him. Pretty handsome. For Korean standards and even international ones. Good-looking chap. In any event, he's very good Terran player. He's very fast. He has very good macro, and he's very aggressive. Now he's going up against no slouch either, of course.
No, indeed.
MC.
MC's a pretty good guy.
He is so up and down with his PvT, MC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has these waves of malady where he loses Terran after Terran, and then he has this Red Bull gaming run where he beats Bomber and all the other Terrans, and every time the same opening and just impeccable micro. He's very merciless. I mean, if there's any word to describe MC, I would say merciless, and the letters MC are also in the word merciless. I don't think that's a coincidence.
No. Very well deduced there, good Sir Grubby, as you have figured out the code of MC.
Yeah.
As there he is with his lovely... I like that headset, actually. It's quite glowy and pretty cool.
Oh,
like,
good.
Yeah,
very
looking good on him. But MC, again, he's a pretty strong player. Let's not beat around the bush here. And you were right, though. If there's ever a matchup where he looks a little bit to fluctuate, it is the PvT.
And PvP.
And PvP.
He can be very good at both, but he can also... Let's say, he's mortal, he can also lose.
Yes. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into this series between Millennium's ForGG and SKMC, as we do have MC spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner here as our red Protoss. And up to the top left-hand corner, we have Millennium's ForGG.
Yeah. Yep. So I think it's definitely going to be a 2-1, either way.
Yeah.
Of course, we might be wrong. Now, I just jumped on the casting couch here with you because I'm a player this tournament. Can you tell me what match this is here in the open bracket?
This is, I believe, the final of the upper bracket final between MC versus and ForGG.
The upper bracket final.
The winner will go on to qualify for one of those group spots.
Very important match.
Yes, very. Although, that being said, the loser does get that second chance in the lower bracket.
Yeah.
So they have to play another series if they end up losing. But it's, it's
so the story for these guys is among their next 2 matches, they have to win one of them.
Yeah, pretty much. As for now, we will have him being able to just... It looks like actually he's going to go for... yeah, there you go. The gateway on the way there. And from there on, he's going to be fine and dandy.
Yep, and for ForGG we see a barracks on the way, 12 barracks. Barracks on 12 supply. We see the 13 gateway from MC, so no surprises there at all. MC is going to scout and he will get information. Now, recently when I've been playing ForGG on the ladder, once your probe gets in, he will try to lock it in and kill that probe.
Yeah.
Right?
And he will be able to get in there to be able to have a little bit of a look around. So no gases down just yet for ForGG, so he's going to know that this is pretty much a 1-Rax expand here, which is pretty common from the likes of ForGG. The one thing that I have a bit of a question to ask you, though, about ForGG is the fact that whenever I watch ForGG stream, there's always so much aggression on every single game.
Yeah.
Now, is this because he's wanting to hide tactics, like, and just, streaming and, just practicing?
Oh, you mean there's like 1-1-1, 2 barracks?
Yeah.
Well, it's part of his bag of tricks. ForGG has really good macro, but he can also do really good all-ins.
Yeah.
And I think it's in order to train both, you need to practice both.
Yeah.
And then you will be good at both. But I do think, indeed, when you are streaming, you know that people are watching. When you keep doing an all-in, they don't get as much information about your various reactions to what your opponent might be throwing at them. So maybe he is seeding some deception when he's streaming. But then again, maybe he isn't, because he streams so much, he can't afford not to train seriously during his stream.
Yeah.
So I think what you're seeing is, at least for a large part, the real ForGG.
Okay. So there's the potential that that kind of style could come out here, as opposed to some kind of big macro game.
Maybe in game 2 or 3.
Maybe. As I think for a best of 3, game 1 is a good basis to start, testing the waters against your opponent. Obviously, they've played against each other many a time. But in a tournament like this, where both people are coming off, quite a big travel, a little bit of, they've gone through several series already today. How is MC really going to approach this game on Ohana?
Well, as usual, your judgment of how they should think about the game is quite on target, Galaris, because when you start the first game, there are many players who believe in the philosophy that you should start out with something kind of versatile. You want to test the waters. You want to see how your opponent is playing. Starting off in the first game with something very risky is not something you usually see. So both of them are playing really quite standard, going for expansions and no early crazy all-ins or rushes. And this will give them a good idea of how skillful the opponent is at this point in time. And then they will know, am I good enough to beat him in a straight-up game? Or should I go for a gamble?
We shall see indeed, as I see MC is now going to throw down those 2 extra gateways just to get things macroed and going along here. And meanwhile, just getting all the sentries to be able to ward himself against, little kind of marine pokes here and there. And again, Ohana, a bit of a shorter rush distance in comparison to the other maps here. So there's always the potential of that kind of play coming out. Especially from the likes of ForGG.
Yeah, true. Now, if we take a look at ForGG's vision, we see that he has actually seen nothing yet. So MC knows that an SCV never came in yet. And therefore, MC delayed his 2nd and 3rd gateway a lot, which allows him to keep producing probes without stopping for once. So his economy is going to be better, and he can do that because when a Terran wants to do an all-in or a rush, they want to get that information about what the Protoss is doing.
Yeah.
They want to know, is it going to work, 1, and 2, what is my point of insertion for my attack? So by ForGG not scouting, MC has cut some major corners. He's getting very fast 3rd and 4th gas. He had very late gates, very late robo, and he can do that.
Can indeed, and he's going to be able to be very safe against this. I mean, yes, there is a small push coming across the map here, comprising of just a small contingent of Marines and Marauders, but again, force fields are going to be able to pretty much deal with this quite easily, and as such, ForGG just looking for some kind of opening.
I think he might kill the rocks.
Yeah. Or go home.
Okay. Sometimes they do that. They kill the rocks, which allows you later on to be able to approach from two sides. However, it's a bit risky, because if your opponent is powering to 6 gateways very soon, he could come out, crush your army, and therefore crush your hopes of winning the game.
Yeah.
Now, MC is not the only one who's playing greedy. ForGG skipped bunker entirely. He never made a single bunker. So he has a very fast medivac timing. They're already coming out at 8 minutes 30. That's very, very fast.
And MC also, he is going for RoboBay as well as Twilight Council at exactly the same time here. So do you have any kind of read on what we're going to be seeing MC transition to here? My prediction initially, because of the Twilight Council placement, was maybe a Dark Shrine, but for now I'm just going for the Blink.
Yeah, I think he's going to get Blink to protect from drops and then transition to Colossi. The good thing about that is, if you already got Blink and Stalkers, and they're going to counter your Colossi with Vikings, you have something to dart in and out of combat and take them out. So I've never seen exactly this timing, how MC has done it. MC, as usual, does not like forges. So he's getting all these units, Blink and Stalkers, Colossi, but he doesn't add a forge, and that is typical MC.
Yeah, and I mean, with that forgeless played, is it the case of he has to kind of deal with this kind of push?
Yeah, he has to deal with this extra well as opposed to normally.
Exactly.
And it looks like he's doing just that!
Very nice force fields laid down there to be able to separate so much of that bio, ripping the first half to shreds, and the second half sitting in the dust for now.
Great engagement for MC. He killed double the amount of units he lost.
That was very, very well done indeed. Looking at that units lost tab, very, very visually representative there. As for now, we do have that thermal lance on the way for SKMC. Blink going to be going down, almost finishing up in just a little bit. So if any drop potential wants to come along here like this, the Blink's not done just yet though.
But he's going to get it because ForGG didn't look.
ForGG right now in a little bit of a bad situation. He's thrown away so many units here. Look at that units lost tab once again. Just double what we're seeing lost for MC. He only lost 1 Stalker to that entire drop's worth of units.
Yeah, that's insane. MC has great unit retention here. He did really well to counter the attack, but we have to be a little bit critical for ForGG, who kind of ran in. Perhaps playing on the European ladder too much. He's used to walking in and killing the Protoss. I cannot deny that it happened to me as well.
Oh.
So bad practice for him, maybe.
Maybe indeed, as we have the Coast Academy on the way.
Yeah, so ForGG is going to do some massive 2-basing.
Yeah.
He's not getting a 3rd command center. He didn't get his 4th gas. He's just going to make tons of units on 2 bases. But it's going to be hard to make it work because MC, recognizing that, isn't getting his own 3rd base. He cut probes at 49, and he's only making units. So MC is giving exactly what ForGG is giving. Brute raw power without any goal of investing in the late game. The perfect weapon against the perfect weapon.
Yeah, and now, I mean, with what ForGG's doing, will he have enough gas to be able to deal with what MC's going to be able to throw at him and hold that?
I don't think so.
As the Colossus is going to be able to spread up a little bit of that bio once again. How many Vikings does he have out right now? None. There's only 2 in production to be able to deal with these Colossus, but so much bio ends up dying off. Admittedly, they kill a lot of the Zealots, but there's still a lot of firepower, and ForGG has to be very, very careful.
And the pylon was already there. MC thinking ahead very well. He has pylons thrown over the map, and his 3rd Colossus is out. He's going to go in for another push. He has Guardian Shield, but he wants to get a good engagement. Force field those units.
Oh, the Ghosts being decimated as well. They've not actually laid down any EMPs just yet. Blinking forward, sniping off the Ghosts. Force fields go down once again to trap a lot of that fire, and the 2 Colossus are being picked up by a few more orders, but it's not enough firepower right now, taking a 20 supply lead here. MCG.
GG.
Oh, that was over a little quicker than I expected.
Wow, MC destroyed him. I mean, it's kind of a snowball thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you crush the first push that hard, you're ahead. Then he got that medivac drop, dispatched of it so easily.
Yeah.
ForGG can't be happy with that game. Nothing went his way. MC played it perfectly, looking dominating.
He did indeed. Very, very strong player there by him. So ForGG here really needs to be able to bust something out a little bit more, with a little bit more oomph is how I'm going to say.
And when you say you mean 1-1-1, right?
Is that what you would like to see, Grubby?
Well, you know, often when Terrans are when Terrans are feeling threatened, they lash out like a badger.
Ah,
yeah?
A honey badger or just a normal badger?
Yeah, I think a
honey badger? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the various species of badgers.
Well, let me tell you, the honey badger is a scary beast.
Yeah?
It's able to kill cobras, and then actually it ingests the poison, and then just sleeps to sleep off the poison.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Honey badger, man.
That's amazing.
Watch out.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, what poison is MC planning for this badger?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got plenty. Cloud Kingdom.
That would be a perfect map for something very aggressive. I wouldn't be surprised to see ForGG open with a refinery. Yeah.
But the thing is, we actually saw a 1-1-1 on Cloud Kingdom already today, which I haven't seen 1-1-1 for quite a while in tournament play. I mean, do you encounter it much on ladder still, or?
I think the really popular 1-1-1 right now is either the one from 2 bases, and then you can't technically call it a 1-1-1 anymore, of course, but
like the 2-2-2.
Yeah, the 2-2, 3-2, something like that. But there is 1-1-1 which is still very good, and which happens sometimes. It's the 8-minute one.
Yeah.
And it's where without cloak, and you get siege only when you start moving out, and it's just marines and tanks and banshees, or sometimes marine tank medivac, and you basically move out at 8 minutes, and it's pretty good. Because if Protoss already took their 3rd and 4th gas, they could be over-invested in the late game and not have enough stuff at that point.
Ah, okay.
It's a tough one. And the other one that we see is something which is preceded by a form of harassment. Like we see a lot of refinery before barracks into 6 Hellions, 3 in the medivac and 3 in the front door. We saw this from Gumiho against, I think it was against Seed. He did that, killed a lot of probes, ended up losing a really long game of 2 base versus 2 base on Daybreak. But it's very good. If you get 3 Hellions that early in the Protoss base, in the main, and 3 in the natural, you can kill a lot of probes guaranteed. And is it going to be enough? That usually is shown by the follow-up push.
No, you're really right. I like the Hellion openers against Protoss. Because they're so fast that even if you have your mobile unit out, the Stalker, sometimes you don't have enough out to be able to keep catching up, and you're constantly trying to tickle along and never really get that much damage done on them whilst they're still darting around your base in circles. So that can be very, very difficult to deal with as a Protoss.
Yeah, exactly.
So we shall jump on to game number 2 as MC currently 1 game up here. Let's go straight into the game on Cloud Kingdom, as we do have spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner. The loser of our previous game, he is going by the name of Millennium's ForGG. And up to the top right-hand corner, we do have SKMC spawning here as our red Protoss.
Can I do some background information?
You can, Sir Gobi.
ForGG, I think he made his new team, Millennium, kind of proud because he got 2nd place at, what was it, the Aces ROG tournament.
Wasn't it 3rd place? Oh no, I can't remember.
2nd, I thought it was 2nd.
It was in the final. Wasn't it MC versus Tasia in the final?
Yeah, maybe he got 3rd. Yeah, he got 3rd.
Yeah.
But very good.
Yes, very
only
good.
just in Team Millennium. He's right now in France, training on the European ladder a lot, streaming a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's getting a lot more known among the foreign fans. For a short time, he had the nickname Finn, but I'm glad he went back to his old Brood War name, ForGG, because I mean that's what he became famous with. And got 3rd at the Aces ROG. MC, for his part, he actually forfeited WCS Korea to participate here in the IEM.
As did MVP.
As did MVP. So strong statements there. So nothing less but qualifying through this particular open bracket would be satisfactory at all for MC.
Yeah.
My prediction is right. Refinery before barracks. He's going to throw up a barracks, and straight when the barracks is done, he can make a factory.
So do you think that because it is that refinery first, you think we're going to be seeing some of that Hellion play?
It's 100% sure. After this barracks, he will make a factory.
Okay.
He will make a reactor on the barracks, switch it out, make 1 marine, and then he will make 6 Hellions, probably, and then a starport with medivac.
Okay. So again, and as I said before, do like that play. It can be very, very brutal for a Protoss to deal with. Now, if any Protoss was going to deal with it, it's MC. MC is pretty good at this control, and he clicks on the gas to establish that is refinery first. Very, very important here, and as such, he's going to try and respond accordingly.
Now, MC's opening, I've studied it a lot. Personally, I don't like that opening, which I think is great about StarCraft 2. You can respect someone's style, you can see how well it works for them, but you can still have a different preference. And just different preference can lead to a different play style, not necessarily better, not necessarily worse, but I don't like how he opens against Terran. He often makes very late second and third gateway. We saw that last game. He very often opens up like that. And in my personal theory of the game, when you play like that and you face mass Hellions like this, you will probably lose, in theory. But MC, he beats stuff, which he's supposed to lose to in theory sometimes. So please, show us the way, MC. And of course, for ForGG, show Terrans the way, how to poke holes in a Protoss.
Yep, and it's a very, very applicable thing to say, because a lot of Terrans right now, they're not really too comfortable in the matchup. They can find it very, very difficult against some Protoss that are, at that tip-top level, to be able, the normal level. And wow.
No, but you're right. From both points, there are players who are not comfortable with the matchup, but MC...
Do you think he was thinking that it was going to be a Banshee?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's this is good, Stargate, against either Banshees or Hellions.
Yeah.
Because when you make Phoenixes, they're very good against Hellions. And actually, Void Ray is not going to be good. But if he makes Phoenixes, it's going to be like a hard counter against this. And you know what? It's not a blind counter. He's scouted and he knows what's coming.
Yep. Does indeed. So MC making a very, very intellectual read there.
Yes.
And as such, throwing down an extra gateway. The thing is, yeah, he makes that read. He's not playing too greedy. He's not saying, well, I've seen what you're doing. I'll just go one gate expand as well anyway.
Yeah, knowing what you might do.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's the potential that you can shut down what his opponent's doing, but there's also the potential that you don't end up shutting it down, and then you just lose everything. At least this way, he's at least giving himself that cushion to be able to say, well, yeah, I'm going to take this and then go for my more economical style.
Exactly, James. And if he had done the other thing, it would be kind of like standing in a narrow alley and you see this bull coming towards you and you grab out your red handkerchief and you say like, I see your horns and I dare you double. It's like, yeah, maybe it's not right. Better escape through a door.
Well, and the thing is, though, is that actually, ForGG is following this up with Banshees. So it probably will, as soon as he sees those Phoenix, say, no, Banshees, no.
Exactly. So this is going to be still pretty tight. I mean, the Phoenixes are going to do great, but he can only pick up, well, he picks up 2 Hellions, so he doesn't use the firepower of the Banshees, and he will, many probes will die already. Sorry for my stutter there. I'm kind of shocked that so many Hellions came in.
Uh-oh, 11 workers killed, 12 workers killed, 13 workers, 14, 22?
Oh, dearie
what just
me.
happened?
7 probes left.
Okay, Proby.
Oh, dear.
When it jumped from that 14 to 22, I was a bit shocked.
Yeah, I was shocked too. That's why I was losing my marbles.
So, ForGG, off the back of this, is in a pretty good economical situation.
Yeah, look at this. ForGG is now making Vikings and is making bunkers. And, I have to be honest, I didn't want to spoil the surprise, but I opened up the exact same way as MC because I saw the start from ForGG.
Yeah?
I opened Phoenix 2 gate and I got absolutely trashed. And then I tried to...
No, you're trolling.
No, I'm serious. I didn't want to spoil the surprise. Yeah. And I thought MC's going to make it work and I'm going to look like an idiot.
Oh.
But it went even worse for MC. Because instead of picking up 1 Hellion and killing it off, he picked up 2. So essentially, he did nothing to kill off, and then suddenly there's 6 Hellions.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh, dearie me.
So MC now going to try and recuperate his losses here and trying to get those probes out as quickly as possible. 11 workers right now to the 26. There you go. GG for game number 2, guys. You called that entire game before it even happened.
And I'm not a clairvoyant. I just played a lot against ForGG recently.
Seems so, man. Seems so. That was stunning and bewildering.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. Was there a little bit of flabbergasting inside?
Flabbergasting abound, good sir. We should do this.
Very good.
But yeah, so there you go. ForGG ties up the series here.
Yeah. And ForGG says, you may have seen this on the stream.
Yep.
Here it is for real.
That's actually true, now that I think about it. Yeah, he does like that.
So, solid strat by ForGG. It was never going to do 0 damage.
Yep.
Against 1 racks, against anything, it wasn't going to do 0 damage. And then he threw up bunkers behind it, he threw up a CC behind it. Very solid opening, and I don't think it's exactly been solved yet by Protosses.
Well, I mean, in theory, what would in theory, if you knew definitely 100% that was coming, as a Protoss, what do? Do you just like make 3 gateways and a lot of stalkers and spread them out?
I think Whitera said you should go 3 gates.
Yeah.
Whitera, obviously a great, brilliant mind. He's one of the great StarCraft scientists of this century. He said you should probably go with 3 racks, 3 gates, and not too many sentries, and get some stalkers. Maybe that would work better.
Yeah. Maybe.
Couldn't get enough Phoenixes out in time. Had he had 4 Phoenixes already, it would have been pretty great. And also it would have helped if he caught the Medivac halfway, but he was keeping the Phoenixes in his own base, so he lost a lot of traction. Once the Medivac was in the base already dropping Hellions, there was a choice. Do I attack the Medivac, or do I attack the Hellions, or do I lift up as many Hellions as possible?
I have a very specific question. Was he relentlessly chrono boosting the Stargate?
Yeah,
with
he
the
was.
Phoenix? So even with the very, very low build time that Phoenix do have with chrono boost, he still wasn't able to get that many out.
Exactly. Apparently the timing doesn't add up.
Yeah.
And therefore I feel that MC didn't necessarily test this. If you test it and you look at the build that the Terran does, you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to have.
Yeah.
And yeah, it wasn't enough.
Okay.
Last game is going to be on Metropolis. It's 1-1. The winner will have a guaranteed qualification spot into the groups.
They shall.
And the loser
has another shot. And for now, we shall have ForGG going to spawn in the left-hand position here as our blue Terran. And over to the right-hand side, we do have SKMC spawning here as our red Protoss.
And the loser indeed is going to face the winner of JYP versus whoever comes up on the other side, which is going to be between Death Angel and Lucifron. So that bracket is far from finished, but in any event, it's going to be a tough match. All of them are very good, one of each race. Death Angel, Lucifron, and JYP.
Yeah.
You don't want to. You don't want to have to need another chance. You would ideally like to do it now. Well, duh, Grubby. Like, yeah, I know, but I'm just.
Thanks, man.
Just explaining.
It's good. And MC has a lot of probes queued up here, but probably it's still too early to say that he was going for a next first. Looks like it's going to just be that gateway. And as such, what are we up to at 4GG?
Oh, he said that worked so well.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
Let's. And
I really enjoyed that Christmas dinner. Let's do it again next year. That's what he said.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Or I can't wait for next year's Olympics. That would be awesome.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Next year's Olympics? 4 years later.
I've really enjoyed this Olympics. I can't wait for next year's. Anyway, so for now, I mean, this is, as you said, it's a good map to be able to go for this. There's so much room in your opponent's main, in the back, for example, where things just don't get built too much other than one pylon, where you can actually go for those drops. And if that does come to fruition, then FC might have a little bit of a hard time once again.
Yeah, let's see what response he's going to do this time. We're learning here real-time decision-making. There's not a lot of time. They're both under a lot of stress. MC just lost to this opening. Can he possibly fathom that 4GG would do it again? And did MC already calculate a response? We're going to have to wait and see, because it's going to be the same thing. Now, the funny thing is, by this barracks building positioning, what MC sees right now could be proxy marauders.
Yes, very true.
And that requires a very different response, I should say.
It's like, if you go back to the theory that we were talking about and saying, well, yeah, let's get a lot of stalkers to chase down Dem Hellions, that wouldn't be too good against marauders too much. You really need a good mixture to be able to deal with
1 sentry, ideally 1-2 zealots, and then the rest stalkers.
Yeah.
They're not ideal to go up against marauders, but you still need it, because zealots get out-microed against concussive shells.
Yeah.
Now look at this. MC doesn't see an expansion, he doesn't see a Macarax, but he didn't look for the new age Macarax, which is even further away.
Yeah, and accompanied by other friendly buildings of different sorts.
Indeed.
So for now, he sees things that he might end up reading this completely differently to what is actually going on. Unless, of course, he ends up, he's going to go back into the main. And those Hellions are still being produced. Where's the starport is the question. It's being built up at the very top. Probe, are you going to spot it?
He doesn't spot it yet. So this is like a 4-year-old looking at a Mona Lisa. It's like, I see it, but I don't understand what it means. But now he knows.
Now, yeah. Hey, Hellions, how are you doing?
And look at this response. He's doing the white red response. 3 gateways. He already thought of what I will do when I meet the same thing.
I like it. I like it a lot. As we will have extra Stalkers being piled out here. Chasing her down, that SCV will end up dying off as well. For now, these Hellions going to push in and have a little bit of a look around.
He gets 2 hits with the Zealot. That's very, very important. There shouldn't be too many probes dying now. There goes 1 probe.
Oh, he finished a wall at the back here with the pylons.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, fantastic move there by MC to be able to shut that down.
Only losing 3 workers, and one of them was the Scout probe.
Yeah.
That was a great move by MC. He could have cancelled that pylon, but yeah, he's oversupplied now. But, you know, he was busy. He killed 2 Hellions, losing only 2 probes. Great move.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. MC, though, actually throwing down a pylon in his opponent's base, realizing that maybe if he's just committing to Hellions, he won't have that much DPS. And actually, he's warping in units aggressively here off these 3 warp gates. Is this really going to happen?
Yeah, it might happen. I tried this too against ForGG when he did this, and I lost as well.
Dude, this is just like, what? Oh my god.
Yeah, but because he brings repair, and he repairs the Hellion and the bunker and stuff. But, you know, that pylon died. These 3 Stalkers will get away after killing a Banshee. The worker count is kind of equal. MC still kept a lot of units at home, because there might be drops coming. And there we go, 4 Hellion drop. Will MC react on time? Nice build there by MC.
He's going to try and go for it once again. These Stalkers trying to block off the routes into the mineral line, or at least block off their retreat through the mineral line here. But right now, he will be able to whittle those numbers down. And how many worker kills did they get?
Oh, a lot. 10 workers.
Again, Hellion's so potent in this matchup early on. It's very difficult to really say definitively, yes, I've shut this down. Because these pokes keep coming in and they keep doing damage.
Exactly. It's not like MC wasn't at home defending. He was. He did do a counter-attack, which I think, considering that there was almost no units at home for GG, it seemed like the right thing to do. His units were spread out a bit, but he had most of it in his main. Still lost so many workers, but now big counter-attack coming. And the buildings are out of position for ForGG. He still has his Marines queued from the bottom. Gonna fly home his buildings now. And can he hold this attack from MC?
And a little bit of micro there to be able to save that sentry initially. All the SCVs coming off the line as well. He knows he's in trouble, trying to take down the bunker, and indeed he will do before the repair goes down. Right now, SC killing MC, doing a lot of damage here. But will it be able to be cleaned up is the question. It looks like ForGG plummeting in supply. All the SCVs dying off. And MC looking very formidable.
Yeah, he's looking very formidable, but there's only 2 SCVs left. These 2 Hellions will have to be microed like a god with this medivac to kill 5 Stalkers.
GG.
It doesn't happen. Again, that killer instinct from MC. Counter-attacks, his economy was shot to pieces. He had to attack.
Well, there's not only that, but you're throwing so many Hellions away to kill all my units, all my probes.
Yeah.
Like, you've never actually killed any of my attacking units.
Right. Yeah.
I'll just go and kill you now because you'll have nothing because I've just killed everything of yours.
Yeah, there's no way that shouldn't have worked. MC recognized that without the observer vision which we have.
Yeah.
Very good decision by him. You could say it was an easy decision, but you know, it can be scary.
It's not easy when you don't have the information we have.
Exactly.
It's easy to say these things from the caster point of view, but you know this.
No, but it's very good to bring it up, James. I'm happy you do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So
there's ForGG. We can see him watching the replay.
Yeah, very, very interesting to see what happened there for him.
Yeah.
And that is going to conclude it. MC advances on to the group stage. So we've had some very, I mean, thinking about it, a lot of Koreans advancing through to the group stage, and you.
So far, really?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Korean.
6 players. I'm the well. Okay. Cool. So the other ones who are going to pass, we're taking a look at the brackets here. We've already got Puma qualified in bracket 3.
Yep.
And there's also going to be the winner of Nesty versus TSL Killer.
That is going to be pretty impressive. So, ladies and gentlemen, Grubby, it's been an absolute pleasure once again, as always.
Nice to get a chance to cast with you.
Cheers, man.
Hope everyone enjoyed it.
So we shall be sending over to the stage with the good Sir Jarrett Kale with a lovely little interview.
I am standing this close to SKMC, and you aren't. You used to be teammates for GG on OGS, so you probably know each other's play really, really well. How does that affect the mind games coming into the match?
Just I saw first game, he no guess and Rex multi, so I think he opens aggressive play. So first defensive and Colossus all in, So first game win, and second game I saw he Helios drop, but I thought maybe 30 seconds later come to my base, his Helios and Medivacs, but he timing is very well. So I lost second game, and third game I know his Helios drop again, so I chose three gateway, so win. Yeah.
The White Raw defense. Very well played. Good luck in the next rounds. Talk soon. SKMC, oh my God. I'm a little flustered. If he was a woman, I would probably ask him to have my children, but he's not, unfortunately. I guess. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back with more StarCraft 2 ownage, just for you.